Yo, what's going on? Darren Steen here. This is my product review of Occlusion bands, BFR blood flow restriction bands around your arms. Why would someone want to use BFR bands, Occlusion bands? Two reasons. One is beat up ball and socket joints with some issues. I'm 55, I played football in the 80s, pressing heavy weights over my head, throwing heavy weights around in college. I'm still rehabbing for the last 10 years what I tore up back in the 80s and the 90s. So when you put a really tight band above the bicep and tricep right here, and you get a really tight restriction with the band, after you've warmed up the ball and socket rotator cuffs, it just gives it support and feels safer. It makes that ball and socket tight, and it makes a big difference on your chest, bicep, tricep, back movements. That's one reason. Second reason why, to engorge the biceps and the triceps with blood during the exercise. Not all the time, but a half to 3/4 of the time. I proved it to myself. My right shoulder is so chronically beat up that I would keep it on the occlusion band on the right arm during a lot of my movements just to make it feel like I could exercise without feeling pain. And it seems to increase the range of motion that you get as well when you have the occlusion band on really tight during the exercise. And what I found was I got in that habit of doing my arm routine with just the occlusion band on my right beat up shoulder. And I've always measured my arms before and after the workout to see where my glycogen and my carbs are, to see at what point of the workout I lose the pump, and to measure the circumference of the arm to see if it's bigger than in the past. And when I'm doing good with my carbs and rest and recovery, I can get my arm 1.5 inches pump in an hour workout. When my carbs are too low, and I can last 60-65 minutes of feeling the tightness squeeze in the muscle. If my carbs are too low, I'll find out that I lose steam, tight pump feeling around 35-40 minutes, and the arm won't be as big. So I use that measurement before and after as a tool with myself and my clients. And what I found was my right arm was a 1/2 inch smaller because of the chronic beat up shoulder, most likely. But after using the BFR band for like 6 months and not using it on the left, my right arm would be bigger than my left at the end of the workout. So it would be like 3/4 of an inch bigger. And that was obviously because of the Occlusion BFR band. So I said, man, I'm gonna start using them on both shoulders. So it engorges the blood it sort of imprisons the blood in the bicep, tricep during the set. And then when you let it out, then the blood escapes. So that extra pump, because of the blood being forced to engorge in the muscle, bicep, tricep, stretches the fascia, the covering of the muscle, which is the most limiting factor. When you stretch that fascia, the muscle has an ability to grow easier going forward. So that's really cool. So the problem is, a lot of occlusion bands for the arms, they suck. I mean, they just sort of gave out after 6 months. They didn't work that well. They're hard to put on and hard to maneuver. That's why I'm doing this product review, because I finally found Pro Slim. It's the link in here, Pro Slim BFR bands. I love them. They're so easy to put on by yourself, but you gotta know how to use them. I read a couple reviews. They're very affordable, 28 bucks, I think. I read some of the reviews, and the people said, well, I don't like them because you can't tighten them up on your own. Well, they were wrong. You gotta know how to do it. So the main point is, the main fact is when you put them on, the lever that disengages the latch, this part here, you gotta put on the outside away from your body. So this is midline, this is medial, this is whatever that's called, away from the body. So it's out here. So I'll just show you this. The numbers are on the inside. Make it bigger. So the lever to disengage the latch is on the outside, and the band is on the inside, coming towards my midline of my body. So you just put it on like this, as high as you can get, right underneath the shoulder. Okay, now all you gotta do is push it back like this and sort of pinch your arm down to pinch the band so it doesn't slide, and then tighten that baby up. It's so easy. So you pinch your arm down so that the band won't slide like that. Pinch your arm down and tighten it right up. And it is pinched on super tight, tighter than any BFR band I've ever used. The key is getting it off immediately after the set, because you just have to. You can't leave them on that long. Do the set. Now I'm done. Now look at this. You hit the lever right here, and then your thumb is on this side and you lift up. Lever, push the lever down, and look how easy it comes off. That is like by far and away the easiest BFR occlusion bands I've ever used. Push down on the lever, and then the thumb is on this side, and you just come up. So whoever wrote the review said you can't adjust them on, they just didn't know how to do it. These BFR bands work amazingly well. Pro Slim, use the link right down here below. You will not regret it. Use them to get more of a better pump, more blood engorged in the muscle, so you can grow the muscles bigger that workout, and in the future as you stretch the fascia, and to protect your beat up joints. It is an amazing, amazing tool. Darren Steen, rock it out. You do have the power to change to make the rest of your life the best of your life. Woot woot.